Ladies and gentlemen, hello, hello, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us here for our first ever complete virtual improv show. We are super excited to be back and entertaining you again as we so desperately love to do. You may have seen us at the Majestic on the main stage or in bars where you would have to come see us, but now we've evolved and we are now in your homes. So if you were afraid of improv before, if that was a trigger word for you, sorry, we've infiltrated you once again. And it's a little bit different to see us all do it this way. I mean, it's different for us. It's different for everyone. So please bear with us. We're still learning a little bit, just as you are. But, you know, I think that we can still do just as classy of a show as we've always done before and give you just the entertainment that you need. We're here. We're as professional as ever. Just kind of entertaining you, making you laugh, hopefully, while you're stuck at home. We know we're hopefully making ourselves laugh a little bit, too. So please bear with us as we go through this. Now, for those of you just joining us that might not know, I'm saying improv a lot, and I said before, for some people, it's a trigger word of, like, your friends come up to you and they're like, come see my improv show, and you flash back to a dark bar where some old man is drunk talking very loudly and you're going, please no. But for other of you, you may not have ever heard this before. So improv, what does it mean? It means that everything you see tonight is going to be 100% made up on the spot. That's right, we don't have time to practice or learn scripts. We like to show that we can kind of just go with the flow, if you will. So tonight we're going to do that, and you're wondering if you're making it all up on the spot, how do you know where to start? Well, we are fortunate enough to have a studio audience. Say hi, studio audience, for me.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, and periodically we will be coming to them for suggestions. By we, of course, I mean me. And I might ask them questions, you know, and we're just going to do a little warm-up, little audience. If I said, like, what's your favorite color, you would say?
Green.
Green. Only one person green and blue. Two favorite colors out there. The rest are colored.
Purple.
Oh, there we go. Oh, they're all coming. Oh, there we go. There we go. Just another question. Like, if I said, "What's the weirdest animal to farm?" you would say.
Llamas.
Llamas would be strange. Llamas would be strange. I like that. So yeah, we'll come to them periodically. There will be a couple times tonight during some of our early joke telling games where I will pop over to the Facebook live chat. To kind of get some of your suggestions from there, so you can all be a part of the show too, if you're not in our exclusive studio audience. So I'll let you know before we do that, there is a bit of a delay, which makes it a little challenging to come to you for other suggestions, which is why we're going to do those. So yeah, everything's going to be made up on the spot. We're going to do our best to make you laugh. Please enjoy. And without further ado, I think we're going to get started with our first game. It's a joke-telling game because we're all these improvisers. They just sit around and stew, and they come up with horrible puns and jokes, and they think they're great. And we got to get them all out of the way at the top of the show, or else it's going to be a rough show for all of us. So all of you sweet, sweet improvisers, will you please show your faces for a quick game of innuendo? There they all are. Oh, look at them. From all across the greater Corvallis area, I assume. So innuendo is a formulaic joke-telling game, and it goes like this. I like my men or women the way I like my blank. And then they're going to tell you how. So like if they said, I like my men the way I like my grass and long. Oh, we got it. There's a long dick joke, because that's what we're all about here. See, this is one of those games, Facebook Live. If you want to start throwing suggestions in the chat now, I will pop over there while they're telling some of the jokes for the first suggestion and hopefully grab some of your suggestions and bring them back over. Like I said, there is a bit of a delay, so it gets a little funky, but we'll do our best with it because that's what we do. We'll improvise our way through it. Oh, I made a joke. Anyway, studio audience, what is something that you would find in that junk drawer in your kitchen?
Scissors.
Chopsticks.
Ooh, chopsticks is very good. I like my men or women the way I like my chopsticks.
I like my women how I like my chopsticks, know how to use their fingers.
I like my
men the way I like my chopsticks. They come in pairs.
I
I like my women the way I like my chopsticks, with rubber bands tied around the middle so that I can use them easier.
There you go.
I like my men how I like my chopsticks. They come in a pair and then I break it apart and come in.
I like my women the way I like my chopsticks. They make a very satisfying sound when I part their legs.
There you
With
go.
consent.
Yeah.
I like my women the way I like my chopsticks. They come for free with takeout.
Ooh.
I like my women the way I like my chopsticks. Sometimes I'll just give up and use my hand.
Was chopsticks. Popped over to Facebook. I like my men or women the way I like my breakfast.
I like my women the way I like my breakfast. The eggs are not used.
Oof. We got
I
that.
like my women like I like my breakfast first thing in the morning.
Hey.
There you go.
I like my women the way I like my breakfast over easy.
I like my women how I like my breakfast. I like it for dinner too.
I like my men the way I like my breakfast. Most important meal of the day.
I like my men like I like my breakfast with the sausage links.
Oh, I guess that was breakfast. I was expecting more. Sorry.
I'm full.
I like my men the way I like my breakfast with a big old greasy sausage.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Facebook, feel free to keep chiming in with those suggestions. Studio audience, what's something that we would find in like your attic?
A chest.
Installation.
I like my men or women the way I like my insulation.
I like my women the way I like my insulation. They keep me warm in the winter.
I like my men the way I like my insulation. You can find them anywhere.
I like my men how I like my insulation, slowly choking me over time.
I like my women the way I like my insulation, willing to stay in the attic for a long period of time.
I like my women like I like my insulation in the walls.
I like my women how I like my insulation covered up.
And that was insulation. What about I like my men or women the way I like my phone?
Phone?
Phone.
I like my women the way I like my phone. Smart.
Oh.
I like my women how I like my phone on me 24/7.
Ooh.
I like my men the way I like my phones. No expectation of privacy.
I like my men the way I like my phones. Real little and you can fit them in your pocket.
I like my women the way I like my phones, always getting my signals.
I like my men like I like my phone. Nice long vibrations.
I like my women the way I like my phones. My fingerprint opens them on up.
Aww.
I like
That's my
my
similar
women like
one.
I like my women like I like my phones, always able to push their buttons.
Ooh.
I like my men the way I like my phones. Give me directions while I'm driving real patiently.
I would really like that too.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was phones. One last one. I like my men or women the way I like the Goonies.
I like my men how I like the Goonies. 3 of them.
I like my men the way I like the Goonies. Lost treasure inside.
I like my women the way I like my Goonies, willing to explore my deep caverns.
I like my women the way I like the Goonies. They were alive and remember the 80s.
I like my Women like I like my Goonies, still relevant 30 years later.
I like my men the way I like my Goonies, aged pretty well.
And, ladies and gentlemen, that was Innuendo.
I'm sorry, I have to pause something real quick.
Yep.
So did you think that the Goonies were the Three Stooges?
Oh my goodness. I mixed them up. I do know what the Goonies. After I heard Treasure Chest, I was like, oh no.
All right, Sarah. Sarah, you just go ahead and shut off that camera right now.
Yeah, I'm going to stick around, though, because I want to let the audience know one quick thing before we move on.
Oh, you want to do it instead of me? Fine. Yeah, you just lay it out, Oriana.
Dakota, get out of here while I tell him something.
Fine, I'll go away. I'm just the host. Doesn't matter.
Okay, I think he's gone now.
Nope.
We want to say thank you so much for joining us. We do this out of the kindness of our hearts. We definitely don't make money doing improv. That would make us professionals, and we are not that.
Not at all.
Not at all. Dakota. But we are having donations accepted via either Venmo or PayPal, and we will make all of these donations sent directly to the Corvallis Albany branch of the NAACP. So if you feel like you're in the giving mood, over here in the chat, we're going to put up the information of where you can send us, and we're going to send 100% of what you donate over to the Albany and Corvallis branch of the NAACP. The Majestic will be posting that somewhat periodically throughout the chat. And so, yeah, thank you. I think Dakota, you can come back now.
Oh, now you want me back. You're done with your little bit.
Yes.
Okay, go away. All right. So, yeah, thank you so much. That was Innuendo. That was our first little joke-telling game. Hopefully they got all their bad jokes out of the way. I know I got some of my less prestigious jokes out of the way. We are going to play a game right now called Actor's Worst Nightmare. Now, I say that to you, and if you've never done acting or been in theater or anything, you're going, what is that? Well, an actor's worst nightmare would be you've stayed up all night studying your script, and then you get somewhere, or you get to where you're supposed to perform or rehearse, and you found out you were reading the wrong script the whole time. And because this is improv, and it's already a nightmare for some of you to watch, we want that nightmare to be worse and live our nightmares out. So we do this game called Actor's Worst Nightmare, and I have two people, Sarah and Jake, are going to be our actors having their worst nightmare of their life. You see, they're each going to be limited to a book that they have on hand, and all of their lines that they say have to come from the book. Sarah, is that good omen?
It is indeed.
Oh my gosh, Sarah. Okay, just to prove that we didn't plan any of this, Sarah, will you start flipping through that book for me? And stop. Okay, Sarah, your first couple lines have to come from that page. What page number is it?
254.
Perfect. 254. And Jake, what book did you bring for us today?
It's called You Suck at Cooking.
Oh, Jake, I think that you are too hard on yourself with that luscious hair.
I got it was a gift, actually.
Oh, God. Was it from your parents? We'll talk to them. You need help. It's fine. Jake, go ahead and hold that up and start flipping through it, and I will tell you when to stop. Stop whatever you're doing. Stop it.
Page 178.
Jesus. Flip through a book and you look like I hated that. Jake, it's fine. Jake, your first lines have to come from that page, and then from there you feel free to flip through however you need. But it would be weird to have a scene where just two people are reading from two different scripts. So to make someone's nightmare even worse, Oriana is going to have to try to justify everything that they're saying. Best of luck to you, Oriana. To get them started, studio audience, could I get a suggestion of a really high-stress situation?
Job interview?
Job interview. What's something more with more stakes?
$1 million poker game.
$1 million poker game, yes. I've never had that suggestion in my life. I'm so excited. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Actor's Worst Nightmare, inspired by $1 million poker game. On your mark, get set, go.
All right, mates, I've gathered you here. You guys are the best crew to help me pull off this casino heist. Together, Marmalade, yep, talking to you. beautiful redhead Marmalade, you're going to help me secure the spot on the table. And you, Sasha, yeah, wing woman, you're going to be the one distracting the whole table with, I don't know, we'll figure it out, something so that I can slowly steal one chip at a time. Yes, Marmalade, yes.
Ask yourself, do I like easy things?
Do I like easy things? Yeah, I like easy money. This is why I have spent a year planning this heist and an extra 2 months recruiting my best people.
Then consider ordering takeout instead of making this.
I'll consider it. Sasha?
It's all in your mind. Forget about it, and it'll go away.
Well, needs to be a very detailed, oriented plan. I can't just forget. This whiteboard behind me, I've been working on this for a year.
You knew I'd crash my car?
No. You're the getaway driver, Sasha. You can't just bring this up on me, the eve of our heist.
Don't get me wrong, we have an excellent friendship full of love.
Yes, the retreat we took and all of those fall exercises, trust falls, they definitely brought us closer together.
I'm pretty sure this conflict is what's brewing under the surface.
We've got about 5 or 6 hours.
Oh God, I'm already 3 hours behind schedule. Then we need to get to sleep right away so we can have a good breakfast and just be ready.
Think yourself lucky that I don't have my stopwatch.
Are you grading me, Sasha? What is this? You have to pull your weight before you could just come in and tell me whether I'm on time or not. Marmalade, can you believe it?
You might subconsciously think that the only place to put peanut butter is on a slice of bread.
Kept meaning to put it all on my computer.
Okay. I'm starting to think posting heist mates on Craigslist wasn't the best idea.
We need to talk about Kale's hygiene.
I don't think that ship has sailed. I already fired Kale. Okay. Any last minute questions before we rest up and pull off this heist?
You're not treating the hair of the prince with extra care because the prince is wealthy and therefore deserves to have hair treated better than anyone else.
That's a good mantra. Sasha?
Well, I don't know about we. Don't know about the we, because if there's all these bombs going off, we all get blown up.
You brought a bomb to the heist?
Oh no! That's a heist gone terribly wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you're doing at home. Give them a round of applause for our Actors' Worst Nightmare. That is the worst. That would be the worst. Put a Craigslist ad out for a heist, and never guarantee what you're getting, and it's never good. Our next game is a little silly, and when I say a little silly, we're just going to make it a little sillier by all of us having wigs. There's not really a reason that we need to have wigs on, but we're going to do it because we're fancy and we're cool. This is the game called Questions Only. Now, Questions Only is pretty self-explanatory with the title. Our improvisers are going to face off 2-on-2, and they're going to have to do a scene where they can only ask each other questions. There can be no statements, and anytime it takes someone longer than 3 seconds, or they repeat a question, or if it's too close to the last question, they're out. It's elimination questions. We don't have time for you to give statements. You should always be questioning what's going on in the world, and we're trying to encourage that with this game. So, before we get started, can I please get studio audience a very specific time in history? Like the medieval times or...
The Renaissance.
The Renaissance. Beautiful. Yeah, we're going to start off with Mike versus Naomi. This round of questions only. Mike and Naomi, if you'll appear... Oh, geez. We're ready. How did you pull off a Renaissance look that quick?
I couldn't find my wig fast enough. I tried. I literally ran around so fast.
Oh, Mike, it's okay. This is a game of questions only, inspired by the Renaissance. On your mark. And studio audience, before they get too Renny, if you feel like they've taken longer than 3 seconds, give me an while they're like sputtering and stalling. Let me know, because I need all of your help too. This game of questions only, inspired by the Renaissance. On your mark, get set, go.
Wait, what's the Renaissance?
Where are my troops?
Are we supposed to be...
Oh, Mike. That's okay. All right, Mike. You eliminated. Close your video. Sarah, you up. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Where art thou, horse?
What even is a horse?
Do you hear the neighs?
Where is my shrubbery?
Have you much shrubbery?
Aren't those coconuts?
Have we got the shipment in from France?
Where is my inspiration?
Did you lose it?
What is that up in the sky?
Do you think it could inspire you?
What did your mother say?
What do you have to know about my mother?
Why isn't she here right now?
Would you like to see her?
Would you like to see us as a couple?
Do you want me to call you daddy?
Yes.
Oh, now he's out. Next up is Jason.
Won't you kiss my ring?
Is it clean?
Are your lips dirty?
Do you want to find out?
We have an
Shit.
Hi, Jason. Jason, you out. Next up is Jake.
Did you paint this?
Does it look like my craft?
Are these supposed to be mountains?
Can you tell I signed the bottom in big red ink?
Was that the first time you've ever written your name?
Does it look bad?
Have you considered painting lessons?
Can you pay for them?
Does it look like I'll pay for your painting lessons?
Why would you suggest me to take painting lessons otherwise?
Why am I supposed to pay for your painting lessons?
Don't you want to see better art come from me?
All right. I think our final duo, Sarah versus Oriana.
Woo!
Do you know how to do 3D painting?
Would you like to try 2D instead?
Are my boobs big enough for today's trends?
Are you trying to paint with your boobs?
Is my figure godly enough?
Would you want me to say yes?
You trying to hurt my feelings?
Do you think you're as pretty as a Greek goddess?
Yes.
And you are.
Oriana could not give up her. She
trapped me.
Yeah, she trapped you. You knew you couldn't go against your values. You know you're a Greek goddess. There's no other answer to that question. Thank you so much. Those questions only. Woo. Oh, thank you. Applause. We love it. Thank you. We are going to play a game that you may have seen if you've watched. Whose Line Is It Anyway? It's called Live on the Scene, and it's a little different than the games we've done so far. So I'm going to do my best to explain it to you. Oriana is going to be a live reporter on the scene of something crazy. There's going to be a video that we play, and there'll be two news anchors that are asking her questions. Oriana's goal is to guess what the video is that's playing behind her. She's going to minimize her screen so she can't see the video. It's on a loop, so we could go for 12 years if we wanted. And so, audience, I'm really going to need you as she's like trying to kind of make guesses. Help me out. If she gets kind of close, give her a and if she's kind of getting the wrong way, just give her a but they're going to do their best to guide her into guessing what is happening what's happening on the screen behind her. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your favorite news source, Majestic Live. That's right, we're live here with you tonight, giving you all the news that is news across the nation. We have our two anchors. We have Nijvenhoff, Jinghammer, and Jerkin. That's right, Nijvenhoff, Jinghammer, and Jerkin, bringing you the news that is news across the nation via Majestic Live. Take it away, my kids.
How you doing, Jerkin?
Great, Mike and Hoff. I'm so happy to be here, so
Me too,
inspired by Jimbo Ivy and his words, and I've felt majestic since the start of the show.
I felt majestic since I was born, Jerkin.
Oh, wow. You must have had a good childhood.
The best. I think I had a good incubation, too.
Wow. Oh, incubation. We'll have to talk more about that later. That sounds very expensive.
I could explain the birds and the bees to you, Jerkin.
Oh, I do have my first girlfriend now. That might be important. But for now, we're here to bring you the nightly news, and we have our
Right.
Yeah. And our correspondent, Jurgen Tops, is out there in the field. Jurgen Tops?
Sweet little lamb.
Oh, over here. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. I can hear you. Jurgen, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay,
Mark and
great.
Hoft, can you hear Jurgen's?
A little bit. Your English accent is very strong.
Thank you. I've worked really hard on it. I do have a really special report coming in. Go ahead and roll the clip, cameraman. We have here an unprecedented event. Unlike the coronavirus, what you see on the screen is just nothing short of a miracle.
Wow. It's like, where did it go? There it is, and then it's gone?
Yes.
Holy cow.
No, it's more like holy everything. It's amazing.
Now, seeing the scene over there, I think I have the same question as many of our viewers there at home. Can you feel the force? And if so, how does it feel?
If you feel the force, you are standing too close. You have to be a certain distance away, otherwise you're going to feel the force too strongly, and you may blow out your ears.
Safety first.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're just getting the visuals, but I bet the audio from this is just as mesmerizing.
Yeah, it's actually really amazing for its time as well.
Now, I'm a little curious watching this. Is this like a updated adaptation?
Yes. It is an adaptation. Previous events seemed too grainy for newer audiences, so they have definitely been revitalized, revamped. I went to journalism school, not English school.
That's okay. A follow-up question: Is there incest in this one?
Or faux-cest.
I've only been at this event for a day, so I have not been able to do that kind of deep investigative journalism yet, but there are rumors of incest.
Oh.
We have not been able to confirm or deny that.
Spicy.
At this Star Wars convention. Okay.
Now,
That was the last place that the Star Wars convention prepared me for this event.
Okay.
It's hard to believe that they can be so young and perform all these feats.
Yes, well, when you start training them really early, kids are really resilient and they do a lot of great things.
Mm.
Do you have any other questions for me?
Yeah, while you're over there, I mean, I'd love to get an autograph for my sibling who's a big fan. I was wondering if you could maybe find Anakat Skywalker over there.
Jurgen, if I could find that really important person, I probably wouldn't be talking to you right now. If I could get their autograph.
Understood.
Call me cynical, but I'm getting the feeling that maybe this is just a paid ad through Fancy Feast or Purina or something.
No, there are sponsors, but so in a way, all of life is a paid ad since all events are sponsored. So that's why this all-cat Star Wars fight is well attended.
Ah, good job, Oriana. That's right. It was cats and lightsaber battles.
Oh, okay, I want to see it.
Yeah, it's very good.
Oh, that's very funny. There's some
I
dogs
did
in
not
it
do
too.
raccoons just for you.
Thank you.
All week we've been practicing with raccoon videos. Just different ones, but that's fine. We are going to do just a quick, I'm going to give all of our improvisers a little time, because I get all the time while they're playing games to just kind of hang out, to go get, refresh their drinks or do whatever they need to do to stay funny, because believe me, they need all the help they can get. So I'm just going to walk you through just like a little quarantine trick that I've picked up. Do you ever feel that your kids have all the fun because they get juice boxes? It's like portable fun sugar that they just get to bring wherever you want. And if you're like me, during quarantine, you've relied heavily on bagged wine, and you want to bring bagged wine with you in public, but it's like oddly not acceptable. I have a solution for you. So all you're going to need to do this is a sandwich bag and a box from IKEA. That's right, just a little box from IKEA. And you're going to put your little sandwich bag in the box from IKEA, okay? Oh, and you need a straw. You can use a regular straw that you reuse from a store so you feel good about yourself, or just anything. And you just kind of open that little sandwich bag, and then you just pour that bagged wine right into your sandwich bag. Okay? But you're going to say to me, like, if somebody asks me what's in here, it suspiciously just looks like wine. And you know what? You're right. And that's on me. But I have a trick for you. Go to your local grocery store, okay? Go to your local grocery store and get an off-brand LaCroix. Okay, we're using a dark red, so this is a cranberry raspberry LaCroix. Go ahead and just pop that bad boy open. And just dump it on in. It's like a little spritzer, so that way it doesn't smell like wine. So that way if you get stopped by someone, you can just be like, no, it's just like, Ocean Spray's newest flavor. You haven't heard of this? Oh, guess you're not in the know. And then you sound better than they are. Well, we may have put a little too much in, so go ahead and just give it a little suck down. And then you just zip up that bag, push it on in, and then out of your little box, you have a little adult juice box that nobody will ever question, because it's very normal to walk around with a box with a straw in it, right? That's my little quarantine trick for you. It's classy. It's good for your pocket, because boxed wine is very cheap and lasts forever. So you might as well put it in a sandwich bag in a box with a straw. You can take this to work, and I'm sure nobody will ask you any questions about it. You're just chilling at work now. You're like, oh, we're back in the office, but picked up some new tricks during quarantine, my dude. Everybody will compliment you on being nicer, happier, bubbly. You're going to get better reviews from your bosses, probably. And of course, obviously, this is all endorsed by the city of Corvallis. Just kidding. It's not. None of that was endorsed. Okay, that was my little quarantine trick for you. Box, a little adult juice box. So easy. I'll use it the rest of the night.
Woo.
Hopefully you all and by you all, of course, I mean my little improvisers, had time to freshen up, however you needed to do that. But the bummer about letting them freshen up is they took a break again. And if you remember at the beginning of the show, we had to do that joke-telling game because they had a break. Like, it does not take long for them to just get filled back up with really cruddy, punny jokes. So I got to let them get that all out again with a little sexier game. I'll undo an extra button just because. There we go. It's called Sex With Me. That's right. It's a game for all of you. You can all just pop right back up. And Facebook chat, just start giving me one-word suggestions now. I'll pop over there and read them and try to find some that work good for us. Feel inspired to give me whatever you want for a suggestion, as long as it's like one word or a quick phrase. But this is a game called Sex With Me. It's another formulaic joke-telling game. And it goes, sex with me is like blank. And then we'll just tell you how it's like that. Like Oriana, if I said, sex with me is like a toaster, you would say...
Well, sex with me is like a toaster. It goes in light, comes out dark.
Horrifying. And once again, there's a reason never mind. So, studio audience, for our first one, could I please get something that's very unique to your place of work?
Cow hearts.
Cow hearts. Okay. Sex with me is like cow hearts.
Sex with me is like a cow heart, really bloody.
Sex with me is like cow hearts. You're just going to have to work really hard to get your juices flowing.
Sex with me is like cow hearts. You're going to need more than one stomach.
Sex with me is like cow hearts. You'll have to push through my various valves.
Sex with me is like cow hearts. There's going to be a lot of heavy pounding.
Sex with me is like cow hearts. 4 different chambers to get your blood flowing.
Sex with me is like cow hearts. Delicious.
Sex with me is like cow hearts. Sex with me is like cow hearts. It's hard to find anyone that wants to eat it.
Sex with me is like cow hearts. You'll find it on Fear Factor.
Sex with me is like cow heart. I can pump it with my fist.
Sex with me is like cow hearts. Nope. It's red sometimes.
Okay. That was cow hearts. We got cow hearts after that one. Sex with me is like petting a cat.
Sex with me is like petting a cat. I'll purr.
Oh.
Sex with me is like petting a cat. I'm going to act like I really want it, but I don't.
Oh, no.
Sex with me is like petting a cat. My belly is for look, don't touch.
Sex with me is like petting a cat. You can put it on my tab B.
Sex with me is like petting a cat. It's the best thing you'll ever feel.
Sex with me is like petting a cat. If you pet me really rapidly, I'll give you a hairball.
Sex with me is like petting a cat. If you do it really good, I'm going to start to need you.
Sex with me is like petting a cat. It's okay if it's your cat, but if it's someone else's cat, they might get really, really mad.
People get mad if you pet someone else's cat? Oh,
sometimes.
No. I've made a huge mistake. That was petting a cat. Sex with me is like Chipotle.
Sex with me is like Chipotle. Now you can get it delivered to your doorstep.
Sex with me is like Chipotle. Sorry for that, E. coli.
Sex with me is like Chipotle. You're going to need to empty your bowels later.
Sex with me is like Chipotle. Your asshole's going to regret it tomorrow.
Sex with me is like Chipotle, popular among frat boys.
Sex with me is like Chipotle. The green stuff is extra.
Sex with me is like Chipotle. You really wanted Qdoba, but you settled.
And that was Chipotle. Studio audience, could I please get your favorite fictional character?
Peter Pan.
Get you.
Sex with me is like Peter Pan.
Sex with me is like Peter Pan. I'll kidnap you from your bedroom.
Sex to me is like Peter Pan. You'll be hooked.
Sex with me is like Peter Pan. You'll like it when you're younger, but when you get older, the magic will be gone.
Sex with me, Peter Pan, I'll have you flying.
Sex with me is like Peter Pan. There's just going to be a lot of underlying daddy issues the whole time.
Sex with me is like Peter Pan. It goes a lot better when there's a little fairy.
Sex with me is like Peter Pan. We can't do it unless we get some fairy dust.
Sex with me is like Peter Pan. You'll be clapping afterwards.
Sex with me is like Peter Pan. I'm gonna tinker your bell.
Ooh. And ladies and gentlemen, that was Peter Pan, and that was Sex with Me. Thank you so much. All of you go away again. Woo. Have you ever thought, like, when you're watching TV, like a certain type of TV show, let's say like CSI, and you watch it and you're like, what would CSI be like if we did it in the style of a telenovela? Have you ever wondered that? I have all the time, because all I do is watch TV. But we're going to let you experience that today with a game we like to call Conducted Story. So will everybody pop back up for me? Because this one is going to take a little bit of prep work. It's like, we're getting dinner ready. We got to chop our veggies, so that way we're all ready to go when it's time to go. We're in studio audience. I'm going to go one by one through our performers with you, and we're going to decide a genre. And they are only going to be able to tell, all of these improvisers are going to be telling the same story, but each of their genres will be different. So as we switch between improvisers, they're going to keep telling the story, but it'll change genres based on who's talking. It makes for quite the chaos. So to get us started, for Jason, studio audience, could I get your favorite type of TV show? What's a good TV show genre that you enjoy?
Science fiction.
What was that?
Science fiction.
Science fiction. Jason, you are science fiction. Will you go ahead and change your name for me to science fiction? For Jake, could I get your favorite type of movie? What's your favorite type of movie?
Rom-com.
Rom-com. Jake, you're a rom-com. For Mike, what's your favorite, who's your favorite author?
John Grisham.
John Grisham, and he does a lot of, like, crime novels, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mike, you're John Grisham, like crime novels. Think crime novels. For Naomi, could I please get your least favorite kind of music? Country. Naomi, you're just country western. Something that I'm sure you'll excel at, because that seems to be where all of your knowledge is. Country western. For Oriana, could I get your second favorite TV show genre?
Reality TV.
That's what I was going to say.
Reality TV. Oriana, your reality TV.
Thank you.
For Sarah, what type of get do you want?
Okay. Great. What is a genre that you don't really care about? Like, it's just kind of there. You're very neutral about it. Not the worst, not the favorite.
Our hunting channel.
The hunting channel? Yeah. Sarah, you're the hunting channel.
Wonderful.
And that's all of you. Okay, great. And now, studio audience, what's the name of the story? What's just their name of a story that we're about to hear? Give me just a random title. It's probably never going to be a book or a movie, but you have decided it is today.
Pick of the litter.
The pick of the litter. That's very good. This is the pick of the litter, and we're going to start with our sci-fi. Jason, that's you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Conducted Story. On your mark, Jason, get set, go.
I walked ahead, leaving Christy behind. I saw the litter of eggs. One of them called to me, so I bent down and I looked at the egg. I was hypnotized by its gentle pulsing. There was glistening liquid at the top. It looked recently laid.
Country western.
Christy, I said. Did I get you knocked up that night when we were doing it in my truck bed?
Reality TV.
Because, hell no, Marcus. If I was pregnant, it ain't your baby. Because let me tell you what, I was also sleeping with Daryl and Sierra.
John Grisham novels.
Now, this little duo had already been seen around town by many of the locals, and so it wasn't the first time that we'd hear about them. It wasn't going to be the last either. As we continued the saga of following them, we encountered two other people, Sarah and Jeffrey, as they walked.
Hunter, I hardly knew her.
And there they were. I saw them standing over in the bushes. And I knew I had to find my prey. I knew she was hooking up with that classy fella over there. She thinks he's better than me because he lives in like a house.
I knew it was those two's first day in Seattle, and I wanted to show them around the city.
Reality TV.
If I have to share a flat in Seattle with those two for another fucking month, I swear to God, I'm going to become an alcoholic again.
Sci-fi.
And it was 2 weeks after I had opened that egg and had talked to Christy. I was laying down in my flat feeling very full. There was a pressure coming from my solar plexus. I thought it was indigestion at first.
Country Western.
I knew that I shouldn't have shown Christy my old Studley Royce, but it's just...
John Grisham. I began to feel as though she were talking to me in code, and I just couldn't sit there and wonder what she was saying to me. But as I began to listen to all of the curious things that began to come through her mouth, I began to wonder if I was instead falling for her.
Hunter, I hardly knew her.
And they were saying these big words like educate and put your gun down and we're not going to hurt you. I just don't speak that language. I don't know what it means.
I looked at Christy and I looked at the eggs. Were we going to have a threesome? It was
and
getting
ladies
really
and gentlemen,
crazy.
that is Conductive Story. Oh, beautiful. You all got those down. I feel like we all learned a lot, especially from hunting her, hardly knowing her, and rom-comming. We are going to play another game for you. It's called Foreign Film Dub. So we are going to have two actors who are going to appear right now. Two of them will change their name, Jason and Naomi, who will immediately change her name back to Naomi instead of Country Western. We don't want to give the wrong idea. They are going to be acting in a movie. But here's the problem. The movie was shot in Antarctica. That's right, a language none of you know, because there might not even be a language for Antarctica, but we're going to pretend there is today. And so instead, we are going to have two improvisers dubbing the movie for them. Just so I know, who are my two improvisers? Sarah, it looks like, and Mike. Sarah and Mike. Sarah is going to do all of the dubbing for Jason, and Mike is going to do all of the dubbing for Naomi. So to get them started, it's pretty simple, studio audience. I just need another title of a film. What's a film that would have won at the Sundance Film Festival? Just like an indie title, like Call Me by Your Name or
Blades of Grass.
That's right, Blades of Grass. This is the hit foreign film Blades of Grass as foreign film dub. On your mark, get set. Go.
Oh my gosh. What are you doing?
I'm crying. Can't you see that?
What are you doing?
I'm like allergic to this grass and it's everywhere. What am I supposed to do?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm just
Should we call the police? Should we call the
I just got it on my nose now. Oh my god.
Do you need
been hard.
I've got some aspirin here. Will that help? Is this?
Oh yeah, just put it in my mouth. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh good.
I feel a little better already, but
Oh my God. Do you need me to call anybody?
Call my lawn man. He knows what to do.
Okay, I can definitely do that.
Hello? Hello?
I'm calling. I'm calling because there's somebody here and he's allergic to grass.
Oh. Okay, thank you.
You absolutely.
Yeah, he should know. He should know my deal. So he
awesome. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
I'm still surrounded by grass. I don't know.
So he told you to go inside. He said you were supposed to be outside.
Well, can I just come into your place? All right, we're going. I'm going. Follow me, man. Jesus,
please come with me. Follow me. We're gonna go inside.
I just gotta eat some of this secret burger I have.
No, don't eat that. It's a vegan burger.
They're grass-fed. Oh
no! Don't eat that. No, you can't do that. It's vegan.
Oh, the grass is in me.
Grass.
Oh no, I'm dying
I'm
from grass.
Okay.
Man, I just had a grass ball.
Oh man. Oh my gosh.
You kind of saved my life right there, dude.
I am so glad you're not dead right now. Otherwise, I'm falling.
Thanks. I mean, me too.
Now.
Oh, okay. Well,
so.
Perhaps we could go take a stroll down some concrete sidewalks.
That sounds fantastic.
Then it's a date.
And then I'll play the flute.
Ooh, yeah. Play that flute for me.
I am playing that flute. Look at how I play the flute right now. Do you have an instrument?
Oh, yeah, I have an instrument. You bet I have an instrument. I play a piccolo. Glad we can be an instrumental couple.
And on that happy note, everyone, instrumental couples win, and that was Foreign Film Dub. Thank you, everyone. Good job, good job, good job. We are going to do something that we wouldn't normally do in person, because it's kind of weird. But we're all virtual, and we're already in your home, so we might...
That's it. That's it. I'm doing it. I'm going to move to Texas.
No!
Don't do
it.
Texas.
You can't do that. If you do that, it's going to be way too hot, Oriana.
They have way more air conditioning down in Texas than they do here. Trust me.
Oriana, you can't go to Texas because nobody messes with Texas.
And what's wrong with that? I'm tired of people messing with me.
Wait, Oriana, you can't go to Texas. It's too big. No one's going to know where you are.
That's exactly it. I have a rap sheet here, and I just got to get away from it. I'm going to Texas.
Oriana, you can't go to Texas. There's only been one The Alamo movie. If there's a sequel, you might die.
You mean of pride? That's what and remembrance. I'm not coming to that.
You can't go to Texas. It took them 2.5 extra years to hear about the end of slavery.
Well, I like my news slow, so I definitely want to go to Texas. Nobody can do anything about it.
Wait, you can't go to Texas? What if they try to recruit you for the rodeo?
Little do they know that I love horses.
Oriana, you cannot go to Texas because you are not from America, and we all know how that goes in Texas.
You're right.
Yeah.
I've been a citizen for so long I forgot I wasn't American originally.
Yeah. And where are we from, Oriana?
We're from Venezuela.
Yeah.
I can't go to Texas.
Yeah, you can't go to Texas because ¿Dónde está Texas?
Oh, Dakota, thank you so much. You saved me from making a huge mistake.
Yeah, you've made a huge mistake again. But we're always here for you. All of you go away again. That was our dumb That's It game. We are going to end with some monologues. Now, monologues are kind of crazy because we're going to get a suggestion, and then you're going to see a monologue, and then there's going to be a scene, and then there's going to be another monologue and a scene, and then another monologue and a final scene, and then I'll pop back in one more time to be like, we're done. Because if I let them go for too long, who knows where we'll get to? We never know. So to get them started, what is your studio audience? What's your favorite memory from childhood? What were you doing?
Beating up my brothers.
Beating up your brothers. That's fun. So yeah, whoever our monologuist is, Oriana, welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you for not going to Texas and for staying here in Oregon so you could do the show. Your suggestion is beating up my brothers. I think you can do something with that probably, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, on your mark, get set, go.
So I have one older brother and then another much older half brother, but I didn't really grow up with the half brother. So my older brother Daniel is who I mainly grew up with. He's 3 years older than me, and we fought a lot growing up. I distinctly remember this one fight that we had where it was over the remote, of course. Like, he thought I had it last. He thought he had it last. I thought I had it last, and we were just fighting over what to watch on TV. Even though we each had a television in our rooms, we wanted to be like in the living room. And I won that fight, mainly because I called my mom and told her to make him stop fighting with me. And he got so angry that he stormed off upstairs and then proceeded to slam that mirror, like of that medicine cabinet mirror, and it shattered everywhere and cut up. I don't know if he got seriously injured or not, but there was glass and mirrors everywhere. And then we heard the crash, and my parents immediately went like, what happened? And he's like, oh, the shampoo fell off of the shower or something like that. And it wasn't until months later.
Cheryl, we've been married for 5 years now, and I've always wanted to tell you something, and now seems like the right time. We're close, we're intimate.
I feel like now's the wrong time all of a sudden when you have that kind of tone.
But
no, go on.
It's not that big a deal. It's just that when we're watching, it's
our whole marriage.
You respond like this. You always respond like this. That's why it took me so long. But in my household growing up, when we were watching the evening news, whoever had the remote last got to pick what we were watching. Remote dibs. I won it in our household.
I'm very happy with the way we have remote now. And that's just me having the remote. Because I know I'm not going to put on any kind of stupid show.
But look what I have. I took the remote last night while you were sleeping.
You untied that knot?
I did. It was an impressive double fisherman's hook, but I got it off the video sofa.
I knew my right leg felt lighter when I woke up.
So this is it. This is the clinching point.
My brother and I didn't always fight. When we were much younger, we were actually really close, and much like a lot of younger siblings, I just spent a lot of hours watching him play video games because he wouldn't let me play with him, or he was just playing games that were just one player. But I would spend a lot of time in his room playing video games or watching him play video games. And I don't know if you guys remember those Nintendo magazines that would give you, or just like a magazine for a game that would give you walkthroughs. Because we played this one game called Zelda: The Ocarina of Time, and it was so difficult that we needed a magazine to help us get through it. Magazine was in English, though, and my brother knew a little bit, but I didn't know any English, so I just kept trying to help him only with the pictures. And I think that's actually how we started fighting. It's because of the water temple and in Zelda, and it was so difficult, and I kept giving him wrong directions.
Hey, I know you're illiterate and can't read, but this says "fuck you." Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, take that.
I mean, I can read, just not in English.
Oh, well, then I'm gonna continue to write in more English, so that way you can't decipher what I'm saying. See, I just called you a loser.
Oh. Well, I think you're supposed to be hurtful, but you're motivating me to learn English. I feel so inspired.
Well, inspired this word, dumbass.
That's a new word I didn't know before. Thank you so much for teaching me.
No good.
Well, it describes you, if you're wondering what it means. If anyone asks you, just say it's you.
Since you've been bullying me, I didn't want to ask this before, but I figured it might be insulting, and I've been really curious. What does your shirt say?
It said free noogies, but yeah, free noogies. I'll give you a free noogie right now.
I don't know what that is, so I'll take one.
Well, it takes kind of the fun out when you don't know anything that I'm insulting you with or threatening you with. I could give you a wedgie or a swirly or something.
A swirly? That sounds fun.
No, it's not fun. That's the point. This is not a fun learning exercise. No.
I love swirlies.
Yeah, I bet you do, kid. Oh my god.
My brother and I, so it's kind of like a relationship sandwich, because we were like friends when we were younger, and then teenage years we just fought constantly. And then once he left for college, he kind of became cool again, or maybe I became cool again. It's kind of hard to tell. And we were kind of cool with each other. And one of my favorite things to do is, of course, like reminisce about what our like favorite things in childhood were. And I recently remembered that with my brother, whenever we would go on like road trips with my parents, him and I would just kind of like stay inside the car. I don't think that's very different from most kids. You're not really paying that much attention to the outside of the car. It's not that interesting, especially if the inside has like books and snacks and maybe more video games. And we would, when our parents would be like, "Oh, look outside, there is like a beautiful mountain," we would like in sync together say like, "Yeah, that's great, thanks," like monotone.
Dad, are we done driving through Yellowstone yet? Dad, I can't hear you very well.
Son, for the last time, I said, no, we're still driving through Yellowstone. It's a very long park.
But I'm running out of video games to play, and we only have like a bunch more snacks. What am I going to do when we're out of Twizzlers?
Look at the trees, smell the flowers. Get some real light on your skin for once.
There's way cooler trees in my video games, so I'm going to keep playing those.
Your video games don't even have fruit. Here,
Yeah,
I'm going to park this
they
car.
do.
We're going to go out and eat some wild blackberries and enjoy them. There's tons of them
I don't want to get outside the car. Fine, all right. The air's so fresh out here.
I know, it's almost better than breathing in your BO that you fill the house with.
I just can't stand it. What's this green thing over here?
Grass, son?
Yeah, it's like grass, but it's like tall.
Tall grass, son. Tall grass.
I'm pretty sure grass is supposed to be short. I don't think this is grass.
I don't know why you would think that since you never cut our lawn, but you don't seem to think so.
I don't cut the lawn and it stays short, so I mean, kind of checkmate, grass is short.
Why did I let your mother leave you
Why did you drag me?
That was monologues. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. We are going to do a quick, the Majestic has some quick announcements before we end our show. We're going to end it with a little encore of 185, which is another joke-telling game that we do. So Facebook, if you want to start giving me suggestions of something that you would maybe find in your, I don't know, somewhere in your house, pick somewhere in your house, tell me something wacky that I would find there. And you have all the time of these announcements to think about it and start commenting them, and I'll grab them. So, here are some announcements from the Majestic Theater.
Set after the revolution of 2021, Brandy Douglas's adaptation of Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing is more relevant than ever. Don't miss the timely adaptation of the classic on June 20th at 7:30 p.m., only on Majestic's Facebook.
When Martha decides to start her own online cooking show, she doesn't realize how many family secrets will bubble up to the surface. Callie Cardis presents Hugs and Quiches, a brand new play on June 21st at 2:30 p.m. for our next Sunday showcase of new plays.
Dr. Jimbo reigns supreme when Friday Night Funny welcomes back Majestic Science Theater 3000. This time, our intrepid black shirts will be riffing apart the 1966 classic Jesse James Meets Frankenstein's Daughter, a rare horror western. Don't miss the hilarity when MST3K goes live on June 26th at 7:30 p.m. on the Majestic Facebook.
We are starting a new virtual program, Majestic's Got Talent, a virtual variety show where the skits, the songs, and the monologues are all done by you. Have a talent you'd like to share? Sign up now to showcase this talent the first weekend of every month, starting with a showcase on July 3rd. Information on all these shows and much more can be found at majestic.org.
And we're back. We're going to do a quick little encore for you. Our first suggestion for 185, which is another joke-telling game. It goes 185 blanks walk into a bar. The bartender says, yeah, sorry, we're not going to serve blanks here, and the blanks are going to deliver a really punny punchline, or maybe just a funny punchline. It depends on how it all goes. But the first one that came up was a bottle opener. So 185 bottle openers walk into a bar.
185 bottle openers walk into a bar. Bartender says, sorry, we don't serve bottle openers here. And the bottle openers say, yeah, I guess this is a twist-off establishment.
185 bottle openers walk into a bar. The bartender says, I'm sorry, we don't serve bottle openers here. The bottle openers say, that really makes me want to flip my lid.
185 bottle openers walk into the bar, and the bartender says, "We don't serve your kind here." And the 185 bottle openers say, "I'm just looking for a quick pop."
185 bottle openers walk into the bar. Bartender says, nah, I'm sorry, we don't serve bottle openers here. And the bottle openers say, well, corkscrew you.
Before you guys get too far, I'm sure you have more. But Facebook, if you would start thinking and start commenting your favorite cartoon heroes, that would be great. Start thinking about your favorite cartoon heroes. Let me know who they were. Bottle openers. Keep going, bottle openers.
185 bottle openers walked into a bar. Bartender says, we don't serve bottle openers here. Bottle openers say, well, fuck you, use your teeth.
185 bottle openers walk into a bar. Bartender's like, we don't serve bottle openers here. And the bottle openers just unleash a bunch of rage because they don't bottle up their emotions.
185 bottle openers walk in the bar. Bartender says, we don't serve bottle openers here. And the bottle openers instead trade out all of their screw-off bottles for normal bottles and watch them suffer.
Ouch.
185 bottle openers walk into the bar. Bartender says, sorry, can't serve bottle openers, sir. Bottle openers say, you can, and you will.
185 Wonder Womans walk into a bar. Wonder Women? I don't know how you want to say that. That's on you. You guys think about that. Bye.
185 Wonder Women walk into the bar. Bartender says, who opened the door? Because they're invisible.
Oh, that's the invisible jet.
Darn it!
185 Wonder Women walk into a bar. The bartender says, "I'm sorry, we don't serve Wonder Women here." The Wonder Women say, "That's fly, that's fly, that's fly."
185 Wonder Women walk into the bar. Bartender says, "We don't serve Wonder Women here." The Wonder Women say, "Are you sure about that?"
Ooh.
185 Wonder Women walk into a bar. The bartender says, "I'm sorry, we don't serve Wonder Women here." The Wonder Women say, "Red, white, and screw you."
185 Wonder Women walk into a bar. The bartender says, "We don't serve Wonder Women here." The Wonder Women say, "That's all right. We got a Godot anyways."
Gal Gadot.
That's the only response from the audience we got.
The audience is, they're very much alcoholics now after the show.
185 Wonder Women walk into the bar and the bartender says, "I'm sorry, we don't serve your kind here." And the 185 Wonder Women say, "Why? Did we get DC'd?"
Like discontinued. I love it. Your last suggestion, and it's the last comment, I think I know what it's from, but I'm not sure. 185 Mermaid Mans? Is that from SpongeBob? I didn't watch SpongeBob.
185 mermaid men walk into the bar. Bartender says, "We don't serve mermaid men here," and the mermaid men go, "Evil!"
185 mermaid men walk into a bar. The bartender says, "I'm sorry, we don't serve mermaid men here." The mermaid men say to their friend, "Hey, can you give him a barnacle sandwich?"
185 mermaid men walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "We don't serve mermaid men here." And the mermaid men say, "Well, we're going to make you an offer you can't refuse."
Nobody got it. 185 mermaid men walk into the bar. Bartender says, "I'm sorry, we don't serve mermaid men here." And they all say, "Huh? What? Where am I?"
And I guess that was Mermaid Man. And ladies and gentlemen, that was 185, and that was our show. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It was so great to invade your homes as opposed to just your bar or theater that you go to all the time. We really appreciate it. We like to be able to do this for you. As a reminder, if you're feeling charitable, we are donating to the NAACP of Corvallis and Albany tonight. The Venmo and PayPal link should pop up in the comments for you. We really... What was that, Oriana?
Nope, you're fine.
Okay. We really would like to donate as much as we can because it's a very important cause that we all very much believe in, that we agreed upon. So please, if you're feeling charitable, please donate to those, and we will send them on to the NAACP of our local area. We could not do any of this without you. We could not do any of this without Chad, our wonderful tech man. Chad, are you there?
I'm here. Hi.
Hi, Chad. Thank you so much for all of your help. Also, we couldn't have done this without our live studio audience. Live studio audience, big round of applause. Thank you guys so much for enduring one of these shows, something that many people run from and pretend that they're just too drunk to drive to, which unfortunately you're running out of excuses because it's all done in your home now, because we've evolved and we've won. You thought you escaped improv, but it only found you more. I think I'm out of things to say. We all appreciate everything. Thank you guys so much. We will see you next time. Hopefully we'll do this again soon.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.